Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. And you know what time it is? It's that Prem show time. The Prem is back. The last game before the international break, game 11 of 38. We're here to review all of that, all of the games, talk about the individual teams, individual players, people that have impressed us. You know, players that might have impressed us here and there from the last game as well. We have got Ram back as well. He will be joining us on the Prem show as well. So make sure you get yourself a nice little drink, some crisp, chill, get involved in the chat. We'll bring up your comments. And before we do anything else, you know what time it is. Let's cue that intro. Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are well, wherever it is that you may be around the world. And welcome back to the Prem Show. Prem Show is nice because it kind of, we kind of steer away from Chelsea, but we can now start concentrating on other teams. You know, other teams getting involved with the actual league itself, understanding how they are, where they're progressing, if they're not progressing, why are they degressing. And it's a really good show. I enjoy doing this show. It's just a little bit different. We still talk Chelsea here. We will be doing the Chelsea and Burnley preview show tomorrow at some point. And we'll also be doing, as I promised to you guys on Saturday, a watch-along for the Chelsea versus Burnley game. So I will be here Saturday to do that one watch-along that I promised you guys as you help me get to that 3K mark. But before we move forward, man like Ram is here again. How we doing, Ram?
Yeah, I'm not bad. I'm expecting a load of hate from the comments, but yeah.
You're not hated here, Ram.
Huh?
You're not hated here, mate. You're not hated. Why do you think you're hated so much?
I mean, some of the stuff that I said, people may not like it. So I'm just here to tell the truth.
That is what it is, and that's why it's important when we do these shows to have different views. Obviously, you being a Liverpool fan as well, it's nice to have that different opinion, you know. And before we go into the Premier League, well done on beating Atletico yesterday. I thought you deserved it massively. How did you think you performed in that game?
I think we performed very well. It wasn't our best, but it wasn't our worst. That's the main thing. We tore them apart limb from limb in the first 25 minutes. And then after we just relaxed, and then when they got the red card, which I still think is a red card, not a straight red, 2 yellow cards, the game was over and done with. But yeah, it's nice to get a little bit of revenge against Atletico after last season. And hopefully they don't get through to the knockout stage of the Champions League, because who wants to see Atletico play?
You know what I do find funny a bit, and this ain't against you because you're a Liverpool fan, but I saw after you beat Atletico Madrid all over socials, Liverpool fans talking about how we had the group of death play Porto, we played Atletico Madrid. You know, this is why we're one of the best. One of the best in Europe, etc., etc., etc. But then when Chelsea beat Atletico Madrid last season and they beat Porto on the way to winning the Champions League, we were told that they were playing teams that are average, and Atletico weren't that good. Porto are not that great. They all said that Liverpool do it, and it's the best. You know, they're the best. I just find it very weird. You know,
the thing is, right? Atletico have strengthened this summer, no doubt about it. They got in Rodrigo de Paul. I think he's a great player. He was the only problem. He was the main problem last night, even though they were all quite bad. He was a really big problem. But Porto, whenever we go to their ground, we slap them. That's just like it's tradition now. It's like whenever we go there, we slap them. It's either 5 or 4 goals. So
give them a peppering, yeah. Give them a peppering, like what Abs is saying here. Make sure you pepper that like button, guys. I haven't said it already, but please make sure you do that. Let's get them likes up. Subscribe if you're new to GNA TV as well. It is a cold day in England. I don't know where everyone else is that are in the chat, but here it is freezing. I was out earlier in shorts and I was like, wrong move. Who's in the chats? We've got Concierge of Crime. It says big up to the legend that is Jen. Chelsea top of the league, things you love to see. And we do love to see it. Not going to lie. Burnley will know pain is what Pain is saying. Big up to Pain. Matt ZVO Genius, big up to him in the house. Andre, big up to you, man. Hope you're well. What else we got? A declared saying Lukaku should be dropped. Declared's got a vendetta against Lukaku at the moment. Not interested. I don't think Lukaku's back yet, or he's not been confirmed to be back yet.
He's still injured, I think. I mean, I don't know when your press conference is, so I don't know.
Where is Ram? He is here. He's right here, Lionel. He is here. Ram is now going to be joining me more on these, especially if they're Thursday streams. Will be joining me more on these Prem shows because, you know, we have fun, don't we, Ram? It was a good show last time. We've done pretty good, so we're going to continue with it. Ram, Gerrard was meaty.
I'm gonna get. Abs knows the quality of Steven Gerrard. Is
he better than Scholes, though?
More talented, yeah. I'll still stand by it. Out of the three, he's the most talented, but underachieved massively.
I don't get how Frank Lampard's so disrespected. You guys did not.
No, you're talking about the. I have this thing, right? All those three players, Scholes, Gerrard, and Lampard, are the most disrespected players in the world of football. Like, I put them in high regard, all of them. Like, Scholes was like a typical Xavi, Gerrard was a typical Mateus, and Lampard was a typical Totti. And those three players are lauded by everyone. And I feel as though everyone in the world disrespects them. I'm just here to say, Gerrard, for me, is the most talented out of all and the most complete, but the guy that underachieved the most. He should have won.
Though, I do think it's more biased than anything because when you actually, it's like the thing with the Gerrard, Lampard, and Scholes thing is like the Ronaldo and Messi thing for me because they're just all great players. I don't think there's a right and wrong answer. I just think they were all that good. Like
how you see the game, isn't it? It's how you see the game.
It is how you see the game. But like the thing about Lampard, right? And this is what when people say, "Oh, he's just a goal scorer," he wasn't just a goal scorer. If you actually watch Frank Lampard, we played Barcelona away with 10 men, the best Barcelona, Pep's Barcelona, with 10 men, and Lampard pretty much as one of our defenders in the middle, defending for like blimmin' God knows, I think it was like 60 or 70 minutes. And then he's being able to pass the way he does from the outside. I remember a goal we set up to Drogba outside of his bent round the defender, landed straight to Drogba. Like he had so much. His all-round game was very good. And when people say it was just a goal scorer, you don't know what you're talking about.
It wasn't as good as Gerrard's though. He wasn't all round.
Yeah, but your argument as Liverpool fans is that the reason Gerrard's better than Lampard is because of his overall game. But a lot of what Gerrard can do, Lampard done for Chelsea. If you actually watched, the game, he was. This is what I'm saying.
But it's also it's different positions. Like it's more comparable to do with Essien and Gerrard or Ballack with Gerrard because Ballack and Gerrard are two of the best, two of the identical styles of players. And Ballack was so different to Lampard. Ballack was the all round. He had to go forward. He had a lot of defensive responsibility, a lot like Gerrard. But Gerrard could do a Scholes, could do a Lampard, and can do what Ballack did. So that's why I'm saying Gerrard.
I don't know if you can do a Lampard. I'm sorry. No one can do
it. He did with Torres.
No one can score the level of goals that Frank Lampard scored in the Premier League.
I mean, if you look at Gerrard's goal to game ratio, it's not as good very comparable.
It's not as good as Lampard's.
It's very comparable.
We'll do this one day. This is going to be a long stream. Yeah, we're not going to do this. Is the afternoon Prem show, guys. There's over 20 of you here already. Only 8 minutes in. Thank you for all tuning in as always. Let's keep sharing. Subscribe if you're new here as well. It'd be nice to see your new faces. We are going to be talking about every team in the Premier League. This is what we do here. Every team in the Premier League, not just Chelsea. See what people say. Are you going to go through all the teams or just Chelsea in the Prem? Nah, we're going to go through all the teams, man. We've got to stop running from the fade. Compare Lampard and Gerrard. Gerrard was a master of none.
I mean, he was a master of clutch long shots, bro. The clutch long shots. He is the master of it.
You say that. You say clutch long shots. Do you know how many goals Frank Lampard scored from 35 yards out? Top corner. We don't have it.
Clutch, Gem.
Yeah, Lampard is clutch. When you talk about clutch,
I'm talking 90th minute.
No, see, 90th minute. Your Liverpool's arguments are absolutely stale because when you say things like that, you did not watch the.
Lampard's long shots. Lampard's long shots were sauce. It was sauce. But
Lampard has the most goals, 35.
But Gerrard could do it in the biggest and clutch.
You say Lampard's never scored in the biggest games? Are you having
I never said that, but Gerrard's done it a lot more times. You're
killing yourself, Rob. Don't do this.
But he could also he was a master of motivating and getting the best around the players that he got. Like he made average players look good.
Also has the most clutch goals of any defender. I think it means any player.
Terry.
Yeah, player.
I was already talking about Terry.
Talk about
Terry was
Lampard.
clutch. Terry was
Talk about
clutch.
Lampard. Talk about Lampard.
Oh, he's talking about. I thought when I heard defender, I thought he was talking about Terry.
Did say player. Big up to JJ Bridge, and Ram. The goat. Is that the sheep or the goat?
That best be goat. It cannot be sheep.
He's called you a sheep.
I'm not a sheep. I'm the last person to say sheep. I get lambasted by my own fans for saying that Liverpool, for criticizing Liverpool. So I know.
Well, look, big up to the Euro expert who's in the chat as well. He's saying I tuned in for 5 seconds and what am I hearing? I mean, you're the Euro expert. You tell us, Lampard, Gerrard, but we're not going to still sit on this too long. But maybe we can do a debate show about this and bring you into it, Ram. We can bring some stats and we can talk about individual ability. But we won't have too many Chelsea fans because it'd be a bit unfair unless you've got your own Liverpool crew that you can bring Hussam if you want. Because
I can bring Callum in it.
You can bring Callum as well. I like Callum as well. He's meant to be coming on. Lampard's clear of Gerrard, but it's the bias in it. That's what I'm saying. But let's move on, guys, because we are here
both great players.
They were. This is what I'm saying. I'm not even here to downgrade Gerrard because Gerrard was a sick player. Like there's no two ways about it. They're both, like QNTV said, they both were legendary. So they were for their clubs. They were legendary. That's it. Let's move into it, Rams. Let's have a look at the table to start with, because obviously after 10 games, Chelsea are sitting top. 3 points now after your draw against Brighton, which didn't do you any favours. Man City losing to Palace. Was it 2-0 at home, if I remember rightly? That was not good for them. West Ham are continuing their form from last season in many ways. And, are up there. Man United, good win against Spurs. Other than that, trying to find some form. Look at Arsenal. Didn't even notice that.
No,
Arsenal are back.
That's bugging me. That is actually bugging.
Arsenal are back.
I can't have Igal talking nonsense a lot more than he usually does.
Right, this would be a good show for Igal to come on now. If anyone wants to message Igal, tell Igal we're live. Come on, because I want to hear what he's got to say. Arsenal are sixth. Never seen. Hey, Ram, was Arsenal's the last 2 seasons? Arsenal have not been nowhere near 6th. They've always been around 8th, 9th, and 10th. So this is the first time they've got back into the top.
I mean, last year after 10 games, they were like 15th, weren't they?
Yeah.
I'm not being salty. I'm just saying it.
This could happen, Matt. We are going into an international break. We've got to think of some shows to make. Maybe a Lampard and Gerrard debate show. Rather than just doing a Chelsea debate show, let's talk about it. Because I want to hear the opinion. So I will get this set up. Ram can go and get his team, whoever he wants, Liverpool team. I'll grab a couple of my Chelsea team and we'll do 3 against 3. And then we'll open up the lines for people and they can come in. All right, we can sort that out. Big up to Chi as well. Get that likes up, guys. Like he's saying, let's try and do that. Over 25 of you here, 13 minutes in. Smash the like button. Let's go. The higher the climb, the bigger the drop. I can't wait for it. Literally. Jim, did you hear post-match press conference? Pep's? No, I didn't.
Yeah. So basically, right, Pep said, I think one of the reporters said, Pep, which is more important, the United game or Club Brugge? And Pep was like, Club Brugge is more important. Then after the game, he said, "Do you still think Club Brugge is the most important game?" And he was like, "No, I focus on the next game. I don't care about what happens in 2 weeks' time. I focus on who am I playing against in the weekend or in the weekday, which every manager should do, honestly." Right? Yeah.
No, I hear that. Guys. Let's get away from Lampard, Gerrard. Let's save all this abs. Let's save all this for a debate show because it would be good actually. He's spoken about quite a lot. Let's just save it for them. Let's save it to them. 30 people here. Let's go. Wolves are up there as well. Wolves have come out of nowhere, to be fair. Picked up form, 1 loss of their 4 out of 5 games as well. Brighton starting to dip, as you can see by their form, which doesn't surprise me. Tottenham have got Antonio Conte, something we can talk a bit about later, Ram, how we think he's going to progress moving forward. Everton are sitting mid-table. Leicester, we're looking like they were coming back and they lost to Arsenal, which annoyed me. And Brentford's form's even starting to dip as well. So looking at the bottom, Leeds, Burnley and Newcastle. Norwich, Newcastle and Burnley are bottom. So it's going to be interesting. So let's get into the matches. First match that we will be reviewing, guys, is tomorrow at 8 p.m. It will be Southampton versus Aston Villa at St Mary's. Obviously, Southampton and Villa are pretty much sitting next to each other. 1 point is the difference between them. Villa's form is dire at the moment. They've lost the last 4 out of 5 games. Southampton, 1-2, drawn 2. Sorry, 1-2, lost 2, drawn 1. 11 points. Both their goal differences are quite poor. I know you don't rate Southampton that much, Ram, but they're in better form than what Villa are at the moment, aren't they? What's going on with Villa?
I don't. I know people say I don't rate Southampton. I think they're a team that will forever be mid-table. The way they're structured, I think the players that they have is okay. The defense, I'm not really sure about. Adam Armstrong, I'm a massive fan of him. Seen him in the Championship, very good player. Che Adams, he's a hot and cold player. Can score an absolute worldie, but can miss absolute sitters at times. Aston Villa are very weird. Aston Villa, I expected them to do better. It's their stupid five at the back system that doesn't work. It doesn't work with the players that they have. Matty Cash and Matt Target are being not exposed, but they're not playing as what they used to play in the last couple of seasons. Matt Target has been very sloppy, asked to do a lot more defensively, which is not good for them because both going forward and going back, they're very good. But the main problem is there's no creativity in that when they're going forward. Leon Bailey, I don't know if he played last time, hasn't got a sniff in the starting 11, which is mad because he is a very talented player. And that there's just not enough service for the likes of Danny Ings and Ollie Watkins. So yeah. I really don't. Aston Villa need to sort out their formation. I don't think the three at the back works for the players that they have, honestly.
Yeah, I hear that. Guys, in the chat, let us know your score predictions per game. Over 35 of you here. Get involved. Abs says Southampton 1, Villa 2. Abs, yes, man, Southampton will fall short versus Villa. Villa will win 1-0 is what Noah thinks. And there's something I did want to actually look into before we come back to that is obviously the Southampton squad. Who is their top goal scorer? I think it is Mr. Broja, the man that's on loan from Chelsea. 6 games, 2 goals. Armstrong's got 1. Che Adams, who I rate quite highly. I thought he was quite a decent player. He's only got 1 goal in 7 as well. I don't really see any other goals from anyone. So looks like Broja is their top goal scorer at the moment. I mean, what do you think of Broja? Do you think he's a talent? Do you think there's a player in him from what you've seen?
He looks a good player, but I don't think he's going to be playing at the top level. I think he's one of those players that will do well for like maybe an Everton or somewhere mid-table who's trying to get into the top 4. He's a talented player, but he's not going to be playing for Chelsea, Liverpool, City, or Tottenham, or even Tottenham, in my opinion.
I don't think Southampton are crap, Abs. I don't think they're as bad as people try and make them sound from what I've seen. I mean, Livramento, who I think is a top player, I think he's going to become a top player at a better team. Whether it's Chelsea, whether it's he goes to Europe and plays for one of the big boys, I think he'll eventually do that. I mean, with Broja, I'm still sort of reserved on my thoughts on him. I just need to see him banging goals and progress as a player. This is a good opportunity for him to do that at Southampton as well.
People like to say they'll love to see Ajax in the Premier League. This is Ajax. Southampton is basically Ajax because they promote a lot of youth players, buy a lot of youth players, and buy a bunch of semi-decent attacking experienced players. Yeah. So this is why they won't go far. They'll have odd seasons where they'll move up the table, but they'll be mid-table. I don't think they'll go down.
I don't think they'll go down. I think there's a lot worse teams in the league currently than what Southampton are. I think Southampton have a good enough squad to be, like you said, maybe mid-table, 11th, 12th, whatever it would be. I mean, Andre's saying 2-0 Villa. We keep saying Villa are going to win and they keep disappointing. I mean, Euro experts said Broja has done good. I doubted him, but he's adapting quickly, deceptively quick for his height too. Deceptively. I said that right. I would say that right. Yeah, deceptively quick. Villa are crap is what Global CFC thinks as well.
I just think it's the way they're structured. It doesn't work.
Oh, 100%.
Like, stick to what you know, innit? Like,
do you think it's a manager problem then, more than anything?
I think it is a manager problem. He's tinkering a lot with what he's doing. And last season, they were very good because of that. It's the system that they had, the 4-3-3. It worked so well for them. Yeah. Now the 3-5, the 5-3-2, it just doesn't work. And I think you need to stop playing that formation.
That's just not good enough for them, though, is it? Villa, with the amount of money that they've spent, the players that they've bought in as well, they should not be sitting in 15th. They should be, for me, above.
Brighton is.
Yeah, they should be in the mix. I'm not to say that they can't change their form. 10 games is very early, but I don't think they're going to improve in this game. And at Southampton at home, I think it could be a bit of a pickle for them. So I'm going to go for. What did you go for, Ram? What did you say?
I'm going to go for a draw.
Oh, all right, fair enough. What 1-1 or saying?
Yeah, 1-1 draw.
I'm going to go over 2. I'm going to go over 2-0 Southampton. I think they're actually going to do it. I do. I just think they're in such bad form at the moment, and I don't get it. I think it's like you said. I think it's more of the manager himself, and not knowing how to maybe utilize the formation, get the best out of the players more than anything. As for Southampton, I think they kind of know. You kind of know what you get with them in many ways. So I'm going to go over 2-0 Southampton on that one, guys. Let's head back from that. What is everyone else saying before we move on to the next game, which is a big game, big game. They've only got 3 good players: Tino Broja, and Ward-Prowse.
I put Adam Armstrong in that list as well. He's a good player. I rate him a lot.
Yeah, no, I agree. Guys, we're going to move on to the next big game. Manchester United versus Man City. So it's the big Manchester derby. 12:30 kickoff. I'll be watching that, actually. Lovely jubbly.
It's early, man.
I was going to say, when's the last time they played that early? I don't think they have.
When City beat them 6-1.
But there you go. That's not a good good thing. But listen, look, Man City lost their last game to Palace. Obviously, they're going to want to bounce back. They're not going to want Liverpool and Chelsea to continue pull away. They've won 3, lost 1, drawn 1. And Man United, who beat Spurs quite convincingly, are sitting in 5th with 17 points. Could be back up in the mix with a win against City as well. Did lose their last 3 and drew 1. I mean, Man United have a good enough squad to cause Man City problems, right, Ram? Or is this going to be a straight-up Man City win, or do you think a draw? What do you think?
United have always been a bogey team for City. I don't know why. It's very weird why City struggle against them. Seeing as though we peppered them 5-0 and last season we peppered them 4-2 as well. I'm not too sure why they struggle. Like what Ferdinand and what Scholes has said on Tuesday. If United play like what they did against Atalanta and Liverpool, they will get slapped. Like, we showed them mercy. We have a lot of honor when we play. I don't think City have that honor in them. I think they'll just pepper them. You saw them pepper teams like Watford and Fulham 8-0. I genuinely think if they play like that, it will be 10-0 to City. Honestly.
Wow. Did you hear that, viewers? Rams saying 10-0 to City if they play like that.
We could have scored 10 goals. We were passing it around like a training session for the last 35 minutes. City will just tear you limb for limb. They will. They're not like us.
Have they actually got, like, when you look at Liverpool, for example, they have Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, they're all banging goals, Diego Jota. Have Man City actually got a player that can be that, that good in front of goal? That's the only thing.
That's a fair point. A fair point. Like, Ferran Torres, if he's still fit or if he's not injured, he has to start this game. He is the most clinical striker, which is he's a bit weird because he's not a striker at all. But if he starts, it could be a hiding. It could be a hiding.
Popper as well is what Bluey MCF.
It could be a benefit for them though.
Yeah.
Well, actually, midfield wise, yes. Defensively, no. It won't be good for them.
3-1 City, C1 London saying, JJ Bridge saying, seriously, that though 3-2 City, he sees a lot of goals. No Varane, they are getting slapped, is what we're hearing here. We always have that potential. We're just shit in front of goal. And I think Man City tried to sort out their issues in front of goal in summer, but they just couldn't get it over the line. Harry Kane was spoken about a lot. Then we heard that they actually went up to Romelu Lukaku as well, was interested in him and couldn't get him. They even went for Ronaldo before he went to Man United as well. So, and they lost on that. So, I think the only real thing for me is that I don't think Man City, I don't think they will do what Liverpool did. They might beat them, but I don't think it would be like a 5-0, 6-1. When they done that back in day, they had Aguero, they had Silva, they had Yaya Toure. You know what I mean? They were a different beast. Like, You know, they could score 2-3 goals. Don't get me wrong, but I still think Man United will score, and I do think Man United on their day can beat them as well. I know they haven't got Varane, and I know they haven't got Pogba, but I don't think Varane's done that well since he's come in. If you want my honest opinion, he's not really surprised me too much. And in terms of Pogba, he doesn't really start games that much anyway at the moment. He seems to be in and out. I think the most important player for Man United is Bruno and Ronaldo. Like them two together on the pitch is the biggest threat for Man City. And I think Ronaldo can score against Man City. It's just can they keep a clean sheet? Can they be solid enough at the back to stop Man City from scoring? And it could be a goal fest, or it could just be a boring 0-0, 1-1. Do you know what I mean? Where they try and cancel each other out. It just depends how Pep sets up. And we know how Ollie's going to set up. He's going to start Fred and McTominay. He's going to play McFred in the middle because I just think he will. You know, and I think Rashford, Bruno, and Ronaldo will be your front three. You know, but it's going to be a tough one. You know, it's a tough one. I mean, who are you going with, Ram? Who are we going with? What are you saying?
I can't look past City. I can't. If I was going to give a score, 5-2 to City.
He hasn't been your best centre-back, Abdi. Let's be serious. I don't. Has Varane been their best centre-back?
But like, I don't know if it's not really much of a big thing because their defensively has still been poor. Like Varane's been your best centre-back, but he's still been poor. So that doesn't make a load of difference. Like, I have to put this out there. I would like to make an apology to Sergio Ramos and Samuel Umtiti. Umtiti, I am so sorry for disrespecting you. You were the guy that actually carried that France defense. Yeah, I am so sorry. If you're watching this, I apologize. Ramos, I apologize for saying, well, you're still a mug and you're a reckless defender. Puyol's clear of you. But I apologize that I didn't notice that you carried Varane. I am sorry.
Remember when I said to all of you in the group chat, and you all come at me, and I said this. I said he's garnished by a Ramos and a world-class Real Madrid team. I said this to you guys, and everyone was like, he's not. He's elite. He's a world-class defender. This, that, and the other. He's going to improve. And I said to you guys, remember when I called him pace merchant, which did wind up a lot of people. Yeah,
he's not in a.
No, but he ain't a pace merchant. But what I'm getting at is he's not as good as you think he was, and I stuck by that from day. Do you know what I mean? And everyone was protecting him, garnishing him, saying he was this great player. He's not. 5-0 to Man City. What happened to 21 in 21, Jerry? He used to be so over the moon. You know, I don't want
to hear no Ollie out. I've been hearing a lot of Ollie out. I'm not hearing that. You still got the players, and you still got the manager that got you second. Yeah, I don't want to hear no Ollie out.
No Ollie outs, man. No Ollie out. Stop using Ollie as your excuse, as your scapegoat. He's your manager. Back your manager, man. Back your manager. Listen, guys, over 50 of you here right now. Let's smash the like button. We're only 28 minutes in. I'm only on 20 likes, so we should really be on, at least 40 likes by now. So let's get them likes up. Subscribe if you're new to GNA TV as well. Let's try and push towards the 3,050.
Wait, Jem, you said someone said Pogba's injured, right?
Yeah.
So who do you think is going to be playing in that pivot, the double pivot?
It's going to be McFred, isn't it?
Yeah, I might have. I think I'll change it to 7-2 then. 7-2. Fred. I said this before. Yeah, Fred is dead. I know it rhymes, but Fred is dead. Fred is useless. He's a gnat. He can't defend. He can't attack. All he does is run around and does absolutely nothing. He sucks. And McTominay is not even that better. He's average as well. United fans need to have some standards here. They need to have some standards, and they need to ask for more from their board. In terms of their midfielders.
To be fair to Harris, big up to Harris, and I've seen you about, bro. He says, he has been on the outfit since I first met Harris, which was when I first set up GNA TV. He's always not rated Ollie, so big up to him. Man United have broken Jeremy, man. Look what he's done to him. Ollie in. I mean, we'd all say Ollie in. Big up to Monster, who's in the chat, as always said. Rounds red cards always saving Liverpool's ass.
Monster, you have a lot to say. Yo, Monster Munch, you have a lot to say, bro. Come on. I am here. Come on and have your say. I am here, and you can have a proper conversation with me. Then you can go back to doing what you're doing. But the most part, that red card was a red card. The guy was being an idiot. Yeah. If I was his teammate, I would actually slap him. I'll actually slap him in the face. He was actually being dumb. He's being dumb. So
Monster knows how to trigger, doesn't he? That's what Monster does.
Look, man, if he wants to say something, he can come on and say it to my face.
He can, Monster. If you want to come on, just message me, bro, on Twitter or something. I'll drop you the link. You're always welcome on, bro. McFred will be playing. Pogba has a red card. Monster facts. What we got here? Facts. Pogba isn't injured. He's suspended. Fair enough. Smash the like button, guys and girls. There's only 25 likes. We should be on 50 for at least 40. So come on, guys. I don't want to have to ask you to hit the like button. Let's do that. Tactical foul, not a red card, is what
I agree. It's not a red. It's yellow. But my guy was disrespecting the referee. The referee wasn't having any. If you saw the game, the referee was being a dickhead the whole game. And if you're gonna be like that, honestly, you could go do one. You can go do one.
Monster, go and do one. He's saying to you, bro.
No, not Monster. Felipe, the defender. If he wants like that, you can go do one. You can go do one, and he did.
Such a harsh red. What else we got? If Fernandinho would have 100 reds if that's a red.
That's not okay. Let me put this. Let me make this as clear as day. The referee made a mistake. It wasn't a straight red. What he meant was to give a yellow, then a second yellow. The problem is he couldn't give a yellow is because Felipe wouldn't let him give him that yellow card. He couldn't. The guy was running away, looking down at his boots and saying, "Yeah, okay, good." And the referee was like, "Come here, let me give you the yellow card." And he kept saying about 3 or 4 times. The referee had enough of it. And he was like, "You know what? Screw this. I'm just going to send you off. You're just being a dickhead." And he's off. UEFA just gave up some random reason why. It's not a red card because of that foul. It's because of him being an absolute donkey. That's why. Yeah? There we go.
Here you go. Ramsdaddy's
I said this yesterday. Everyone knows what I feel about the red card, yeah. It's just everyone wants to have a little go at Ram because Liverpool are winning.
I love Ollie, but this time I'm up officially Ollie out. I'm sorry. And you were a defender of him, man. You were a defender of him. Who's at the game? I'm not at the game Saturday, unfortunately, but I did, like I promised you guys, say that I'll do a watch along, if you remember. If you got us to the 3K mark, which you did, and we're there. So I will honour that by doing that one watch along for you guys. No problem. Who cares? We were 2-0 at that time, is what Mac is saying as well. You ain't beating West Ham this weekend, mate. Stop getting this gassed. I know it's talking to there. Hi to Nippon as well. Ram, I'm going to go with what am I going for it? I'm going to go 2 predictions. If Man United actually contain Man City and defend properly and run their asses off, this is literally what they have to do, run their asses off and play to their strengths on the counter, then I reckon Man United will beat Man City 2-1. If they don't, and they're a shambles like they were against you guys, I'm going for a 3-1 Man City.
3-1? 3? There's not much difference then.
3-1 Man City.
3-1? Oh, wow. I thought you were going to speak up for like 6-1 or 5-2.
I don't think they have the players to go and score 6 goals.
If Ferran Torres plays, then I think it will be 5-2 or 6-2, honestly.
What is Ferran trying to say? That he didn't give a red for the foul, but the fact that he ignored the ref. Well, anyway,
this is the last time I am going to say this, and we're not going to talk about it ever again, yeah? The referee made a mistake. The reason why he sent him off is because he tried to give a yellow card. The guy wouldn't come over, and he was getting really frustrated with him not listening to him. That is down to the referee's opinion. If he thinks he's being an arsehole and an idiot, he has every right to do what he wants. For me, I see the red card as 2 yellow cards. One for the foul and one for him being an absolute donkey. That's why. So,
all right. So, in terms of Man City, the reason I've done this is to look at their goal scorers at the moment, because Ferran Torres has scored 2 and 4, which is not too bad. Morris has scored 2 and 8. Gabriel Jesus has played 9 and only scored 2, but he's assisted 5. He's on the assist pattern at the moment, Gabriel Jesus. Phil Foden's got 3 out of 6, which is quite a good record. I mean, looking at it, they could probably put 5 or 6 past it if De Bruyne, Foden, Grealish, whoever's Ferran Torres all contribute. They could. They've got, because it doesn't need to come from one player, does it? You could just have them all scoring at different times, and they have they're all scoring anyway. Look
like Naby scored against them, innit? He's a midfielder. Jota scored. Salah got 3, but I think a lot of the goals was down to individual brilliance from certain players. Allow it, bro. I don't want to do it again. I've said it once, and I'm not saying it again. But yeah, it's like Man City have got a bunch of players that can score goals. Kevin De Bruyne, Phil Foden obviously can score a couple of goals. Even Raheem Sterling, if he comes off the bench, he'll be it'll be a hiding for them.
Foden will RIP United's defence, is what we're hearing there as well. Sterling scored finally after months without a goal. If he's back,
wait, can you go up to what Brian of Cragen will say? I know I said I won't talk about it again, but I have to. FIFA are justifying why the ref gave a red. The ref gave a red, and they're trying to find a way of saying, yes, it was a red card. The reason why he gave the red was because the guy was being an idiot, and he could not find it possible to get given the yellow. No, because I've said this about 7 times. This is the 7th time I said it now. I'm sick and tired of it. I told you my reasoning, and you lot are saying, but UEFA said this, UEFA says that. UEFA are trying to give reasons to why it was a red card. I guarantee you, if you ask the referee, was it Danny Macchielli, he would said the guy was being an idiot. He would.
Anyway,
and I agree with him. Respect the referee. You have to respect him.
Let's move. Obviously, you've heard our predictions on Man United, Man City. Big game, 12:30. Ideally for Chelsea, if you're a Chelsea or even a Liverpool fan, the best result would probably be a draw, I would say. Maybe, or a Man United win, maybe. But other than that, it's going to be an interesting one. That was only our second game in. We do move, though, to Chelsea versus Burnley. Chelsea are at home. Chelsea top of the league. Won their last 4 games out of 5. 25 points. Look at that goal difference. 23. Higher than Liverpool's as well. All right. They've won 8, drawn 1, lost 1. In terms of Burnley, well, they're sitting in 18th, 7 points, -6 goals, 10 games, 1 win, 4 draws, 5 losses. Ram, is there any chance for any upset, mate?
No. Categorically, no. Burnley are dead. Burnley, the judge around Burnley, if there is any judge, and their dirty style of tactics is dead. Ashley Barnes is dead. James Tarkowski is dead. Ben Mee is dead. Chelsea are going to slap them. They will slap them. 4-0. 4-0 Chelsea.
Why? Oh, you think it's going to be a 4-0? See, I don't think it's going to be that easy, Ram. I know you keep saying they're dead. But the one thing I would say about a Sean Dyche Burnley is they still play that old school way back in, I say 10 years ago, system type of football where they all know their roles. But then what they'll do is they'll either play 1 or 2 strikers up front that are big and just hoof the ball up the pitch and try and play from it.
You got Thiago Silva and Rudiger. And if they tried, you know what? I want to see Ashley Barnes versus Rudiger. I think it's going to be very entertaining.
It will be.
It will be very, very entertaining. They're just going to be fights. It's just going to be fights all around the pitch.
Z thinks it will be a draw. Look, if I'm being honest with you, the only way Chelsea don't win this game is Chelsea because of Chelsea, and I keep saying this. We haven't done it recently, but we've got a habit to start games pretty slow and play sideways, backwards football. Now, if you do that against a Burnley team who are going to be organised, they're going to know that they're just going to be pegged back, going to sit back, make it hard, and we don't move that ball quick enough or make runs into pockets or whatever, this will be a long day. We could easily maybe win 1-0 or maybe nick 1, or we could draw. But I think we've got a good enough squad to beat them, providing that we play to the level that I know we can play at. if that makes sense. So it does fall on us. It definitely falls on us and how we put ourselves, implement ourselves into that game. But we should be beating Burnley. This is the game we need to win going into the international break for me. It's an important game that we have to win going into the international break. And to be at top of the league with 28 points, and we ain't got to Liverpool yet. I don't even know Liverpool playing this weekend, actually, but we're going to get to that in a bit. But to get to 28 points and going into the international break, and coming back into a really busy period of Leicester, Juventus and Man United as your next 3 games for Chelsea, you need to get max points. You need to get max points in these games, and we have no excuse not to do that. We even without Lukaku and Werner, because Havertz, Cho, Chilwell, Reece James. Reece James is the most informed fullback in the league at the moment as well. It is what it is, and we've got enough. We've got enough. I mean, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, has he impressed you, Ram?
I said this before, yeah. I'm not going to say it again because it's getting a bit boring now. Ruben left butt cheek has been playing well. He's evolved. He is evolved. I'm not saying the next bit because it's getting old.
What?
Ruben left butt cheek has been doing very, very well. Huh?
I want to hear the next bit. I want to hear the next bit. Come on,
no, because I've said this about thousands of times, isn't it? I'm not saying it again.
You haven't said it in a very long time. I want to hear it. Come on.
Look, Ruben left butt cheek has evolved into 2 butt cheeks. 2 butt cheeks. Yeah. Ruben left butt cheek has evolved. He's playing like a don now. So I think he's warranted a starting place in the squad. And the best thing about it is he's keeping that bum Saul out of the team, which helps my agenda because I've said this before. Saul is not world class. Sabitzer clear. End.
Ram and these little agendas that he runs along with, you got to laugh. Listen, guys, over 80 of you here right now. Smash the like button if you're new to GNA TV. Please subscribe as well because we're on our road to 4K. We've just started at 3, but we're on our road to 3.5K, and we need you guys to help support the channel by doing so. In terms of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, obviously Tuchel came out and commented on his ability. Basically said that he has too much ability, Ram. Too much ability. When you look at the way he plays the game, do you not see comparisons in maybe like a Yaya Toure in the way that he moves forward with the ball in his frame, in his stature? Like being able to progress with the ball as well that he does and move his feet as quick as he does as well. I don't think there's many players that has the ability to play like he does in the midfield in the league. Maybe in Europe, I'll be honest with you.
Yaya is a bit of a stretch because Yaya had goals in him. Like he could score from anywhere. He is a bit like Yaya, except the goals. And obviously Yaya was a tremendous player when he plays in the Premier League. But if he adds goals to his game, which I don't think he really needs to, he's playing for playing as a 6. But the way he's playing, the way he advances with the ball is very good. It can be very aesthetically pleasing at the same time. So yeah, he's got a little bit of class, but remember, he has to be consistent. The most important thing in football, consistency has to be there.
If we look at Chelsea and the different type of goal scorers that they've had currently in the team at the moment, Ben Chilwell, the best fullback on the left in the league currently at the moment, 4 clean sheets, 3 goals, 4 appearances. I mean, can you get better than that, Ram? Do you want me to zoom in a bit? You see that there? Look at that. Ben Chilwell in the Premier League. 4 appearances, 3 clean sheets, and 3 goals. Reece James, 7 appearances, 3 clean sheets, 4 goals. That's pretty impressive, isn't it? As for your fullbacks, do you not agree?
Yeah, for your wing backs is very, very impressive. Ben Chilwell out of nowhere started to score some goals, which is a bit weird. Reece James has always had that quality. I've been hearing it from Chelsea fans week in, week out. But yeah, it's good. It's good. Like they're obviously providing a threat when obviously your main man, Romelu Lukaku is not playing. And that's only going to bode well for Chelsea. So
how good is this guy? How good is this guy for you? Like when you look at, I know you've got Trent, and I know there's a lot of bias in Trent and Reece James comparisons, but when you watch him from an outer and see how he's progressing as a footballer each season, do you not see a really talented fullback, someone that could probably be one of the best?
Yeah, he's talented. He's a very, very talented fullback. I never said he wasn't. He's going forward. He's getting better by every week. Not at the same level as Trent. I think Trent is in a league of his own when it goes to going forward. But defensively, he's always had that physicality to cope. But yeah, he's getting better week in, week out. And we haven't seen the end product we haven't seen the peak of Reece James. And I wonder what that's going to be, because right now it looks like he's going to be better than what he is already. And
which will be better than Trent.
Sorry?
Which will be better than Trent if he does that, yeah?
Well, Trent is improving his defensive game week in, week out. Not to the same level as 2017-18, but tracking back, his tackling has been a lot better than the season's come. So again, if it continues on that trajectory, it's gonna be very difficult to pick who's gonna be the starting right back for England.
I mean, it's a great problem to have, really, isn't it? When you have that many players that are fullbacks or right backs that are that good at the moment that are playing in our league. It's great to watch, it's great to watch. When you look at Chelsea overall as well, they've got goal scorers everywhere, a bit like Man City, all right, it's only one goal here, Callum Hudson-Odoi 1, Lukaku 3, Havertz 1, 3 for Mason Mount, 1 for Kovacic, 1 for Pulisic, 1 for N'Golo Kante, 2 for Trevor Chalobah. Even our defenders, I think, have scored a couple as well, actually. I think we've got goals here from Thiago Silva.
Rudiger scored a goal. Thiago Silva scored against Tottenham. Marcos Alonso will always pick up a goal here and there from a free kick or a set piece because of his height and because of his technical ability. So, you got goals all around. And if they continue to do this whilst your strikers aren't out and about or whilst they're still injured, then you'll be able to cope, which I think you can, because the games that you're coming up it'll be easy for them.
A lot of the Chelsea fans in the chat saying that he's better already, but again, it's to a Liverpool fan. Can you tell Gris to respect Chelsea always with the tactical Tommy rubbish?
I mean, you're asking a Liverpool fan that likes to take the piss out of Chelsea to tell someone not to take the piss out of Chelsea. So I can't guarantee anything, my bro. I can't guarantee anything.
I rate Cho so highly. I really think he deserves a spot over Mount or Kai when Lukaku is back up front. And I think at the moment, based on his form, he deserves an opportunity to play ahead of them. He has been very good. And I think Callum Hudson-Odoi has a lot of talent. He just sometimes plays within himself. Recently, he hasn't. And I want him to continue with that. It's just about a consistency thing with him as well, But I'm going to go over Chelsea win. I'm also going to back my team anyway. So I'm going to go over 2/maybe 3-0. I don't see Burnley scoring, providing that because I think we will play high up the pitch, and they're just going to hoof the ball up the pitch, which means if we've got 3 at the back, one of them's going to press on Chris Wood or whoever's playing, and the 2 are going to sit behind and wait for the ball to drop. There's always going to be covered. You know what I mean? They're not ever going to do us with pace. They might do, don't get me wrong, but I don't know where their pace comes from, Burnley, to be honest. It's in their midfield or up front. They haven't got that, have they? So, and we have in abundance. So 2 or 3-0 easy. Abd's saying 3-0. JJ Bridge saying 3-0. I mean, look, 2-3-0 easily should be done. Guys, there's over 100 of you here right now. Let's get them likes up. Smash the like button. Please, let's do that. Subscribe to GNA TV as well. Hit that subscribe button below. Hit the bell notification button as well, because that will let you know when we're going live, when these shows are going. It's usually around this time as well. So please make sure that you do that. I forgot Trent revolutionized the right back position. Yeah, let's not get into that.
I mean, people said that. Former right backs have said that. Not Liverpool fans. We've just adopted it.
Palace versus Wolves. Obviously, Wolves are improving massively. They've won 4 of their last 5 games. Jimenez is starting to find form. Adama Traore, Trincao. They've got so many great players. 16 points they're sitting on currently. They've won 5, drawn 1, lost 4. They're up against the Palace team who are drawn. They haven't lost in 5 games, but they've drawn 4, and they won that big, impressive game against Man City away with Conor Gallagher, another Chelsea boy, stepping up and really shining in this current Premier League. I mean, Palace are at home. Wolves are in form, but Palace have just come off the back of beating Man City. Is this going to be easy to predict, this game?
No, it's not, because Palace have got very good players, and so have Wolves. Palace have got a lot of skillful players. I think it's Olise, Zaha, Jordan Ayew has a bit of techers on him. And Edouard is a very, very talented player. But Wolves have got strong and aggressive players like Connor Cody and Max Kilman. They're very no-nonsense centre-backs. Raul Jimenez has a bit of class to him. Can be very elegant on the ball at times. And he's a massive, massive threat when it comes to anyone's opposition defence. And they've got the likes of Trincao, Adama Traore. I don't know if Neto's back, but they have Pedenta. So they both got quality players. And I think that both of them will cancel each other out. I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw. I mean, how impressed have you been with what Patrick Vieira has done as well? Because a lot of people were touting him to just come here and it just go downhill. But I always think Palace are just that kind of team that's always going to be like a mid-table team. I don't think they'll ever go up. I don't think they'll ever go down. I just think their squad's too decent, if you know what I mean.
I held reservations about Patrick Vieira. I thought Patrick Vieira, when he joined, it will be a lot difficult for him because they've been very rigid with the Roy Hodgson system that he plays. But Vieira started to give them new life when they play football. The last time they played with for a manager that's not Roy Hodgson was Frank de Boer, and that did not end very well for them. But Patrick Vieira has done a very, very good job. They've got them playing football and they've got them defensively a little bit assured as well. So I've been very impressed with Patrick. I think Patrick has been very good.
Let's go to the chat because there's still over 100 people here. Let's read out what they're saying as well. We want to keep interacting with the viewers as well. Palace will win or draw. Conor Gallagher, who we've got up here, we're going to have a little talk about soon. Trincao is a spark. I actually like Trincao. I think he's a very good player.
From Barca as well. He's from Barca.
Very, very good. Yeah. Trincao was electric on the ball. He had Maguire head spun. Yeah, he did. 2-1 is what Andre's saying as well. Palace on the up will destroy Wolves. Gallagher is on fire. And talking about Conor Gallagher, I mean, how impressed have you been with his performance since he's gone on loan to Palace? He's been, 3 goals and 2 assists in, how many games has he played? Probably all of them, 9 or 10 games, I'd say. So, 5 goals. No, that's in Premier League record, sorry. He's got 9 apps, 3 goals. 3 goals for Palace at the moment, and he's got 2 assists as well. I mean, what do you think? He's the spark at the moment, isn't he, for Palace?
Yeah, he's very good. Very, very good player. I'm very, very impressed with him. Like, we saw him at West Bromwich. He wasn't great. He had glimpses of him, but that's what any young player would do. But yeah, this season he's been a breath of fresh air. Like on him on the ball, he likes to have the ball at feet. I think he's better than Emil Smith Rowe, to be honest. People like to compare him. They play similar positions, but I think he just has a lot more about him. Like his technique on the ball, the way he strikes the ball, the way he passes, the way he conducts himself. I think he's just a little bit better than Smith Rowe. I think he's a lot more talented than him. So, yeah, I've been very, very impressed with him. And he's getting goals, which is the most important thing about being an attacking midfielder. So, yeah, a brilliant prospect.
He's a brilliant prospect. I mean, viewers, if there's any Arsenal fans in the chat, there's over 100 of you here. Do you agree with Ram's comments that Conor Gallagher is a better player than Emil Smith Rowe? Let us know in the chat. We'll bring him up. But I'm very impressed with him.
When they talk about Smith Rowe plays for a team that has more or less the same league position as Crystal Palace. So the pressure on Arsenal is not as high as it used to be. But I know Crystal Palace, Arsenal, they're 2 different clubs, 2 different histories in itself. But Gallagher's performing at a very good level, arguably better than Smith Rowe. And Smith Rowe has been good, been very impressive, but he's not better than Gallagher.
Yeah.
Not been better than Gallagher this season.
ESR has 2 deflected goals and Gunners go crazy is what Bluey MCFC is saying as well. We've got over 100 people here. Let's get them likes up as well. Let's try and get to 3,020 subscribers as well, guys. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button. We're on 3,012 at the moment. I think we could do it. We can do it. Come on, guys. Over 100 of us here. Conor Gallagher is getting better than Mount, is what Nick Blue says. This is where I start getting a little bit reserved when we say things like that, Nick Blue. Like, just relax. Let's not put too much pressure on the player. He's still got a long way in his career to show us. And Mason Mount's not far ahead of him. Don't get me wrong, but Mason Mount's playing at Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? And he gets in the first team, and Conor Gallagher's playing at Palace and performing. So, it's impressive stuff from Conor Gallagher for sure. But yeah, in terms of the game, I think it's going to be a draw. I think it's actually going to be a draw. Do you go for a draw as well? I'm going to go for a draw.
2-2 draw.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a draw as well. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I can see Raul Jimenez getting another goal in this one, and I actually think you're probably going to see a goal from Zaha, who I'm going with. Zaha is the player I'm going with on that one. Brentford versus Norwich City is the next game at 3:00 on Saturday, guys. Norwich City are sitting rock bottom, getting peak for them, innit? -22 goal difference, 2 points, lost 3, drawn 2. I mean, play 10 games. And Brentford, who are slowly going out of form, which is unusual on them, is if they've lost 3, won 1, drawn 1, got 12 points, still sitting in 12th, mid-table. I mean, it was kind of expected with Brentford eventually, wasn't it? It's sort of going to even itself out, wasn't it, Ram? But do you think that even though Brentford are at home as well, I think they'll win this, but do you see any upset? I don't think with this game, or do you think Brentford will blow them away?
I'm going to go for a draw. I think it might be a draw. I have a feeling that this game is just going to be a bunch of chances for both sides, but they're not going to finish. Like, I know Tony has been a lot more of a, how do you say it, a selfless player this season. He's trying to get other players into the game. I still think he's a very good finisher, but he's not been tasked of doing the finishing job. I feel like though it's going to be a 0-0 draw. I think both teams are just going to have chances, but they're not going to finish it. So, yeah.
Abs is saying 4-0 Brentford easy. Guys in the chat, let us know your thoughts and opinions on this game. Who wins this? Do you agree with Ram? Do you think this is going to be a draw? Or do you think Brentford have just got too much for Norwich? I'm going to give you my thoughts on this one. I'm going for the same prediction as what Noah's going for here. I'm going with a 3-0 Brentford, and I think they will bounce back on this one and win, because I just think they have too much for them. And Norwich are just not playing into any form. They've just got no real... Like, when I watch them, they're just so dead. Like, they don't even have anything going forward for me. They're just not good enough. And I went to the Chelsea-Norwich game, and I spoke to a couple of Norwich fans outside the ground after, and I was saying to them, like, you kind of maybe expected that you might be in this position, but did you expect it to be this bad? Like, in terms of, your goal difference, your points, and how many games you'd played and things like that. And they just turned around and said to me, "It's poor. Like, we came from the Championship in great form. They lost Buendia, who obviously is a massive player for them as well. And since that, they've just not recovered from it. They've not really got the right players in. They've not recouped well enough before the season started as well from their perspective, and they're suffering massively with the players that they've got at the moment. Tony is going to bully Kabak, no problem. 3-0. Is Kabak at Norwich? I didn't even know that. I just found that out now. 2-0 Brentford. Norwich can't defend, is what Matthew's saying. Chelsea fans saying 2-0 as well. Yeah, I agree with you guys. I don't think it's going to be any shock. Could be a draw, but I don't see Norwich winning at this game whatsoever. So we move on from the Brentford game. We've still got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got a couple good games still to go through, guys. So stay tuned, chill, get your drink, get your popcorn, Chris, whatever it is, relax. Brighton versus Newcastle, Ram. Brighton sitting in 8th. They're slowly starting to digress, which is what I expected from them. They've drawn 4 and lost 1. 16 points, played 10 games. And they're up against the Newcastle team who, even though they've sacked Steve Bruce and they lost to Chelsea over the weekend, which is not a real big shock anyway, we're only on 4 points, minus 12 goal difference, and they're away to Brighton. Do you see any way that Newcastle get points against this Brighton team?
No. I think it's going to be a win for Brighton. Brighton, I know they haven't been in great form, but what they can take from the last game is that they can be potent up front. And Newcastle they're a bit of a shambles. The team is not good enough. And they're sort of in a situation where they don't know what they're going to do for the future. Obviously, Unai Emery has rejected them in going and being their manager. And so they're looking at Eddie Howe. but this is not going to be beneficial for them on the pitch. There won't be any structure. There won't be anything. So
yeah,
I think it's going to continue. Brighton's going to win 3-1. Brighton.
3-1 Brighton is what Ram's saying. What are you saying, viewers? Let us know in the chat. I genuinely think Gallagher will become a great player for Chelsea. I rate Mason, but Gallagher is as good. Fair enough. 3-1 Brighton is what Abs is saying here. Newcastle were crap against us. We will open the lines. If you once we've gone through the games, we'll open up the lines for about 15 to 20 minutes. Bring you in probably one by one. Get your thoughts and opinions on it, guys, as well. So if you want to get involved, stay tuned with GNA TV as well and get them likes up. Let's get to 75 likes, guys. If you're new, subscribe. Hit the button below the stream right now. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification. Brighton 2-0 is what Bluey MCFC saying. Nick Blue saying Brighton wins this 3-0. Newcastle going down. Can you imagine if they go down when they've just been bought by the biggest and richest owner in football?
It will be, like you said it before, it will be funny. It will be so funny.
But like, who could they buy playing in the Championship? Like, who would go there? Can you imagine like someone like, I don't know, Dembele from Barcelona playing in the Championship because he's getting
exactly
or something stupid?
I don't know. It had to do what Wolves did, innit? Wolves bought Neves and Jota and people like that to the Championship. They had to do something like that. But the way they got it was through contacts through their Portuguese owners, innit? So I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know what they're going to do. It'll be very interesting. Very interesting.
3-0 Brighton. I'm going with a 2-0 Brighton. I don't see how Newcastle get anything in this game. I think Brighton, even though they're not in the greatest of forms right now, are still too good for Newcastle. And I actually worry for Newcastle. I really do. They've not even got an organised manager to come in. They are going to have to buy in the January, 100%. But at that point, where are they going to be? Are they going to be so far down? Are they going to still be floating? It will be interesting to see where they are at that point coming into that. So let's move. Everton versus Antonio Conte's. Let me say that again. Antonio Conte's Spurs. Both sitting next to each other, played 10. The point difference between the two. One's in Spurs have lost 3 and won 2. Everton have lost the last 3 games. Not in any good form at the moment, but draw 1 and won 1. Everton are at home. Rafa Benitez versus Antonio Conte is going to be an interesting one. What do you think? I mean, let's talk about Spurs first. Do you feel that Antonio Conte coming to Spurs will elevate them as a squad, or do you think it's going to be the same stuff as Mourinho?
I think they'll elevate them. If he gets what he wants, I think they'll do very well. But that is if he gets what he wants. With the likes of Daniel Levy and the way they spend their money, I don't see them going anywhere unless they do what needs to be done with Conte. No doubt Conte is a world-class manager. Conte has obviously won league titles in England and in Italy for both Inter and Juventus. Arguably, one caveat to that, arguably it was the best teams at the time. Juventus were dropping down when he went to Inter, and Juventus was at the peak when he was there in the early 2010s. But I can see him doing something at Tottenham. I think he can win a trophy for them. Once he gets that trophy, I think they're going to be a proper force.
We did the same thing about Mourinho when he went to them and he got them to a final and got sacked. So, it's, you just don't know. I just find it a very weird appointment. When you think of the type of character Levy is and you think of the type of character Conte is, I just don't get how this relationship lasts long. And even if Conte does do very well, say he gets some Champions League football but doesn't win a trophy, he will want to strengthen. But what is Levy going to give him to strengthen? And what type of player profile is he going to allow them to bring to the football club? That's where it becomes an issue for me with Spurs, because as long as Levy's in control, I just don't think it does. You could bring Pep in there, Tuchel, whoever you blooming want in there. I just think there will always be issues with that football club, and they are still struggling to win a trophy. They've got players there that must be so thirsty of it. Harry Kane, Sons, players that have played very well for this football club and been rewarded for pretty much nothing. Let's be serious. While they're playing there, other than they get their wage packet that they get paid at the end of each game. But if I'm a player playing for Spurs, and like for example the Harry Kane thing, like I would have wanted to have left in the season gone. He ain't the same player for me. When I watch him, he don't look the same player. He doesn't carry himself like he's very interested. Maybe this Antonio Conte appointment will trigger that, because the one thing that Antonio Conte will do is he will shout until he's blimmin'. There's no air in his lungs to just get you to run around and this. That. You know what he's like, and he's going to be a great character to watch on the sides. He is. He's going to be great. He's going to get them fired. He's going to get them running around. I just think Tottenham and Conte are gonna. It'll be interesting to see them up against the Tuchels, the Klopps, and the Peps. That's where I want to see, because even though when you look at the Spurs squad, I don't think that Spurs squad is actually that good. I don't care what manager you bring in. You might be able to elevate Eric Dyer a little bit, but you ain't getting, the performances that Chelsea are getting out of Rudiger and things like that out of Eric Dyer.
I mean, they've got some talented centre backs. Like Romero's no.
I like Romero, but Romero's only one decent defender. I don't think Sanchez is good enough. I don't think Dyer's good enough. I don't think they've got a a decent amount of players. Harry Kane and Son will score goals probably under Conte, but who's going to contribute to that?
Yeah, that's true, because when he was at Inter, they had some pretty decent. Like De Vrij was already established when he was there. Skriniar was already established as a very good defender. They had some pretty good centre backs, and obviously Tottenham only have one, so it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, send me the England squad, and after the Premier League, when we've done this, I'll bring it up quickly. Send me it on Twitter, and I'll go. We'll actually review it quickly before we open up the lines as well. But yeah, I just think the Conte thing's a bit of a weird one, Ram. I still do. I don't know. I'm just very reservant on it. We'll just have to see how they perform. But in this game, I think it will be a draw. I think it will be a 1-1 or a 2-2. They are suffering from a lot of injuries, Everton, at the moment as well, missing some key players. So I do think that they can get a job done. Kane looks slower and less agile than Iber and Giroud. And you nearly bought him, Bluey. If Levy would have let him go. But yeah, we move, guys. Still 130 of you here right now. Hit the like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel as well. Make sure you subscribe, please. And the lines will be open soon, so please stay tuned with us. And yeah, let's move. Next game. Next game is Leeds versus Leicester. Leicester are sitting in 11th with 14 points. Draw 2, 1-2, lost 1. And they're up against the Leeds team that won their last game. Won their last 2 games in 5, lost 2 and drawn 1, sitting in with 10 points. Have to improve their goal difference and their performances. But they are against the Leicester team that are playing, well, okay or better, looking in form again. Leeds and Leicester. Can Leeds actually get one on Leicester, or Leicester just got too much?
I know I've been sitting on the fence with a lot of these predictions. I think it's going to be another draw. Leicester were in good form until that Aston game where they got beaten. I mean, unlucky in some sense because Ramsdale saved Arsenal's asses. But Leeds have just won a game, and I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I think Rafinha's going to get a goal, and I think Vardy's going to get a goal as well. It's just going to be that. I said it in the previous season before the season started. Leicester aren't getting top 4. They had their chance and they've blown it. You can't not look past those 2 seasons where they were in pole position to win, especially last season. They should have got top 4. They were in pole position to get top 4 and they bottled it. I don't think they're going to do anything more, really. Like, you look at the season before, they were second in January and then they dropped out of the top 4 afterwards. Then the season last season, we were around about 7th or 8th at one point, and then we somehow clawed it back to get 3rd. And then Chelsea got 4th. Then when they were 10th in January. So I've said this before. Leicester are no longer the team that should be contending for top 4. They aren't. They had their chance. They've blown it. So.
I actually think Brendan Rodgers should move. I actually think, I mean, Indiana mentioned it once as well. I actually agree with him. I actually think Brendan Rodgers would be the best manager for Spurs, like based on where they are at the moment. Like that's the kind of manager I think Spurs should have gone for me. But
I tell you what, prior to him winning the FA Cup, I always called him a bottle job. Like, if you look at what he did at Liverpool, yes, he took us to very close to the title. I still had my reservations about it because our best centre back wasn't playing at the time.
Yeah,
and he already had an established partnership with Skirtle and Aga, who were a very decent partnership, but he just refused to play him, which didn't make no sense at all. And that Chelsea game, the game management in that game wasn't great. We should have controlled the game. Maybe I understand they want to start playing expansive football, get the ball forward, but just control the game at times, like just control the ball, easy passes and all that. But we didn't do that. You look at Celtic, yeah, he won a lot of trophies, won a invincible treble at the time. But once Rangers got their shit together and Gerrard was manager, he abandoned ship because he knew something was brewing at Ibrox. So I've always been very iffy about Brendan Rodgers ever since he came to the Premier League. So
I think Leicester will beat Leeds. I just don't think Leeds are going to be able to contain them going the other way. And I think they might score Leeds against Leicester. They might get the 1 goal, but I just think Leicester will win 2, maybe even 3-1. I just think they're levels above Leeds where Leeds are at the moment. So, yeah, not much more to say on that one. 2 more games left, starting with Arsenal and Watford. Arsenal sitting in 6th because they're back. Looking at their form, they've won 3 and drawn 2. We're on 17 points. They could actually be in a Champions League position going into the international break if West Ham lose against Liverpool. If they lose against Liverpool, they could be sitting 4th round if they win against a Watford team who are sitting in 16th, not in the greatest of form themselves. 10 points, lost 3, won 1, drawn 1. And it's at home at Arsenal. This has got to be 3 points, isn't it, for a team sitting in 6th?
Yeah. Either way, I still expect Arsenal to win. Arsenal should be beating Watford. No doubt about that. If they draw or even lose, the banter will be so fine. You know what I mean? Because the last couple of games we expected them to lose, but they won, is okay. But if they lose against Watford, who we peppered 5-0 in their own gaff, it's not gonna the shit that they will get from Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans, City fans, United fans,
they can't lose.
Is gonna be bad. They cannot lose. If they lose, just turn off social media. Just turn off social media.
I'm actually gonna go as far to say that Arsenal should win this at least 4-0. But I'm not even joking. 3-4-0. They need to be peppering them, and they can't even concede a goal.
Yeah,
not with Ramsdale and Ben White and Gabriel.
I mean, apparently Ramsdale has been better than Mendy so far this season. So.
Oh, they're so stupid, aren't they, when they say things like that? We got to laugh, but they are back, so I get why they're saying that. You know, they're back, so it is what it is. But I like I said, 3-4-0. If they don't do that, if they struggle and draw, even if they draw or lose this game, I am gonna pepper them because they should be beating a Watford team. For me, that's going to get relegated, you know, and they should do. They've got no injuries. They're fine. They've got the players out. Conte could push them to Europa with third party. Fair enough, Karen. I hear that. Yeah. 1-0 Watford is what JJ's. I think that's more of hope than anything. I mean, I'd love it if they lost 1-0, but I'm expecting a 2-3-0. I'm not even going to sit on this Arsenal game too much because I just expect them to win. And if they do, Arsenal are back. They're in 4th. They're sitting with the Chelseas, the Liverpools, and the Man Cities. They are back where they deserve to be. You know, that's all I'm going to say. Last game is your game, Ram, against a very good West Ham team at the moment at home. You know, West Ham 1-4 drawn. 1-4 lost 1, 20 points. A win could put them above Liverpool. Let's just say. And they're up against the Liverpool team who have drawn their last 3 and won 2. That terrible draw at home against Brighton where they were winning 2-0 and they dropped them 2 points, Rams. Ran, are you a little bit worried about this game as a Liverpool fan? Like, do you look at the form of West Ham and how they're playing under Moyes as well? Do you not? This is not going to be an easy game, is it, for Liverpool whatsoever?
No, absolutely not. It's not going to be an easy game. West Ham are in good form. They've got, I've said this before, West Ham squad is better than Arsenal's. I think they're the fifth best squad. I think it's better than Arsenal's, better than Tottenham's. I think it's the fifth best squad in the Premier League so far this season. They brought in some very good players, very talented players. Vlasic is a player that I rate a lot. One hope that I do have is our record at the London Stadium is very, very good.
Yeah,
it's very good. We've won. I think the last 5 times we've been there, we've won it. We've won. So our record there is very good. It's going to be a tough game, but I still expect us to win there. I think it might be a 2-0, 1 goal, and then a counter-attack goal. Then it's done.
I bet you expected to win against Brighton, and you dropped points there.
I mean, I did, but then we decided to be idiots and concede 2 goals and not control the game at all. I think the Atletico game, even though again it's 10 men, we controlled the game a lot better than we did in the previous games. So that will only bode well for us. So I still expect us 2-0.
Chelsea fans saying 3-1. Bex has got a good shout. A draw could happen, I could see that as well. A 2-2 draw. 2-0 to Liverpool. 2-1 to West Ham. Again, I could see that. 3-2 to Liverpool. I could see that. Like, it could just be loads of goals. Like, this game could be anything. It could be exciting. It could be boring. It could be, I don't know. It literally, it's one of them games that's going to be so unpredictable based on West Ham's form, because they are on form and they are playing very well at the moment. If they do play to the level that they have been recently, they will cause Liverpool problems at the back. They will. They've got. I mean, when we look at their squad at the moment, Antonio, 6 goals, 3 assists in 9 games. He's on fire at the moment. He's on form. Saeed Benrahma, 10 games, 3 goals, 3 assists. Very good. Bowen, 2 goals, 2 assists. These 3 guys are the 3 that are usually starting games at the moment. And then you've got Declan Rice, who is sitting very well. You've got Vlasic, right, he's played 4 games, not scored any or assisted any at the moment. Yeah, so Souček has only got 1 goal and 1 assist. But, you look at them front 3. Saeed Benrahma, who I rate very highly, I think he's very good. Jarrod Bowen, who I think is just one of them players on his day that can cause you a problem. And Mikel Antonio, if he turns up on his day, can give anyone a run for their game. I mean, they've got a very good squad, and even Yarmolenko's there.
Pablo Fornals, bro. You forgot about Fornals.
Fornals as well. Yeah, where is Fornals? Oh, yeah, Fornals has got 3 goals and 1 assist. I didn't even just see that. And he surprises me, Fornals, because I don't actually look at him and think, wow, when I watch him. But he always arrives in the right area, gets the goal. Do you know what I mean? He's one of them type of players. But
He's not like a David Silva that will control the game, but like you said, he pops up in very good positions and gets himself a goal. And fair play to him. Like his form has warranted him being in the Spain squad. So good on him. He's playing well, man.
Yeah, Bowen, Lanzini dangerous off the bench. Thomas Souček, very good team. It is. It's just a very strong,
very underrated team. Very underrated. I don't think people give the credit that it deserves.
It is a very underrated team. If you're going from my perspective, I think, again, it can go 2 ways. If Liverpool turn up and just do what Liverpool do, then I could see a 2-3-0 Liverpool. I know it sounds mad, and that's based on West Ham's form. But if West Ham defend well, if West Ham can mark Salah out of the game, Mane, who's playing well, Jota, it's very hard to contain them, but, deal with them.
I disagree. If you try and defend against us, you're going to get peppered.
Not defend. I'm saying defend well when you have the ball. So when you the Salahs and the Manes and whatever, just defend well when you haven't got the ball, is what I'm saying. It's important to defend well in the moments, because you will have chances, and you're going to need Liverpool and Salah and that to actually miss a couple of them as well. Maybe not creep into that bottom corner, actually just go past the post or something. On the break, they can hurt. They can definitely hurt this Liverpool team, and I know Virgil van Dijk and Matip are, decent defenders, really very, very good defenders. Very, very good defenders. But I still think, I don't know about you, but I still don't think Van Dijk's the same. I watch him, I don't feel like he's the same defender.
Well, that Brighton game, what I've been told, I didn't watch the game. I was out with the family. Van Dijk was showing glimpses of what he was back in 2018. His dominance in the air. apparently just the organization of the defense. Like Robertson was out of position, Trent was out of position, Konate was too aggressive. It was mainly him trying to hold down the fort. So I said this before, like it will take time for Van Dijk to be back to where he used to be. Doesn't mean that he won't be world class, because even a Van Dijk that's 75% sharp is still world class.
Still very good, yeah.
So
I agree.
Yeah, it will take until about March or February.
Yeah. No, I was saying the way he plays the game sometimes, he don't look like he's not say he's bothered, but he just don't look like he's trying sometimes. It's because he's just that good.
But he is quite nonchalant when he's defending. Like even when he was at his pomp, he just wouldn't run. So yeah.
Yeah, I think, like I said, either a Liverpool win could be 3-0. If not, then I think West Ham could sneak up maybe 2-1 or maybe even a 1-0. We're saying it might just be one of them type of games where Liverpool just don't take their chances and they get caught by an Antonio or Ben Rama. But it could be 1 or 2-0 West Ham. I don't know. Literally, it could be anything. I honestly don't know. It wouldn't surprise me either or. But it's going to be interesting because it is the last game of the season. Chelsea and Liverpool both going to want to continue winning. Man City go to Old Trafford, and it's going to be a challenge in there. West Ham are playing Liverpool at home. You know, Arsenal could creep back in if Man United and West Ham lose. Say Liverpool and Man City win and we pull away, us three, and these two lose. Arsenal win against Watford, they're in fourth. You know, so that's the score.
I don't want that.
Actually, they can't. They can't because their goal difference is poo. So even if they do, they can't go above West Ham. They'll be sitting in fifth.
That's weird though. You're fifth, but you have a -1 goal difference. Nah, that doesn't look right.
Man United got 4. Look how bad
Man United. They're on negative. At least
goal differences. Yeah, you've got -7 Spurs sitting in 9th. Yeah, you've got Arsenal with -1 sitting in 6th. Man United have only got 4. Yeah, they're sitting in 5th. And then look at us.
23, 21, and then 14.
Yeah,
wow.
It's mad, isn't it? It's mad. Yeah. It is mad. But guys, there you go. Smashed it. Great Premier League preview. Again, over 100 plus people, all the way through 130, 140 people. I did promise you guys I would share the England squad, and here it is for you guys to see right now. Here is the announced England squads for the FIFA World Cup qualifiers versus Albania and San Marino. We've got Sam Johnson, Pickford, and Aaron Ramsdale, who's probably earned his spot, Aaron Ramsdale, being picked in the England squad. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Ben Chilwell, Connor Cody, Reece James, Harry Maguire, Tyrone Mings, Luke Shaw, John Stones, and Cole Walker are your defenders.
I don't know why John Stones... I know John Stones performs well for England, but I don't know why he's there. Like, defensively for him, City, he hasn't been great.
I think Tomori should be in there. I do. I think Tomori...
You know what? I watched quite a bit of AC Milan last night. Tomori was poor. Against Porto.
I didn't watch him the other time. Was he? Yeah.
He was very bad. Like, I know it's like John Stones doesn't play a lot, but Joe Gomez, who's been there and done it, doesn't get picked. But I know he's coming back from an injury,
there's always a player that should be picked that's never picked for me in this England squad. But Jude Bellingham, Jordan Henderson, Mason Mount, Calvin Phillips, Declan Rice, and James Ward-Prowse is your midfield. I think that's a good enough midfield, to be fair, when you look at that. I don't really see any real people that maybe deserved an opportunity to get in, do you, with that midfield?
Maybe Conor Gallagher.
Maybe. Actually, I forgot about Conor.
Over Ward-Prowse.
I think they could have done that against Albania and San Marino. They could have maybe thrown Conor Gallagher in there. Yeah, no, I hear that. That's a good shout. Tammy Abraham's back in the England squad. Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, Saka, and Sterling. Who is missing from that usually travels? Sancho. No Sancho, man. How can...
And then again, Tammy hasn't been that great this last couple of games, and he's in the squad. Like, I don't know. Ruben could have. Ruben should be there.
Ruben should be there, shouldn't he? When you think about it, Ruben should have been in that squad.
Callum Hudson-Odoi to an extent.
I think if you're not going to take Sancho, then Hudson-Odoi could have easily came in for. Why is Sterling in the team? He's been awful. He's not
I can see Smith Rowe trending on the right, and I'm like, no way is he gonna be.
No. No way Arsenal fans are truly believe ESR has been better than Grealish. I refuse to believe they watch what. No, because it's what they do. It's what they do. But Bex has got a point. Harry Kane hasn't been great either. He hasn't, but he's the captain.
He's England
Has
captain,
to be
innit?
in the team. Has to be in that team.
Even when Hummels hasn't been playing well, he still gets into the team because he was captain at the time. So that's how it is.
Links in the chat. I'm going to be on here for another 10 minutes or so. You can come on, have your say. We'll talk about some of the games over the weekend. You can do that.
Can we just have a look at what people are saying about Smith Rowe? I'm really intrigued. I am.
What, in the chat?
No, on Twitter.
Oh, right. Okay. Let's go back. Oh, what, in here? In these comments? Let's have a look. What a shit team. No Smith Rowe. The fuck. Robbed. Robbed. He's robbed.
I'm sorry.
And Smith Rowe robbed. White and ESR robbed. Ben White and ESR robbed. Fuck is this? What the fuck is this?
Arsenal fan. I tell you what, Callum Wilson has actually had more of a stake than what's his name, Smith Rowe, because he's actually been performing for a dead team.
Are they serious? Are they that bad that they're actually trying to push the agenda of Smith Rowe and Ben White into this team? Stop it, man. Ruben Loftus-Cheek gets in front of him. Conor Gallagher gets in front of him. You know, who else can get in front of Smith Rowe? There's enough players that can get in front of him. Ben White.
If people saying Smith Rowe should get in, I think Curtis Jones has a stake.
Curtis Jones. He had to say it, didn't he? Curtis.
No. I mean, I don't think Curtis Jones should be there. But he's injured, firstly. But if he wasn't injured, he has a stake to be in that team. If Smith Rowe has a stake.
No, Chilwell's there. Chilwell's there. Don't worry. I've seen Chilwell. He has to be there. No right. Trippier. I don't think Trippier needs to play. How many good fullbacks have we got anyway? We don't need Trippier.
And to be fair, Trippier was dog against us. Yeah. He was bad.
Why do they do this to themselves? It's because it's Arsenal fans. This is what they do. This is what Arsenal fans do.
Yeah, I know Declared's in the comments, and I know he's like say, wait for it. They'll slip over. And I'm like, I can't wait for that, bro.
They do this all the time.
Now.
No, but this is what Arsenal do, to be fair, man. Like, whenever they get a good form, they just want their players silly.
Smith Rowe, cry. Why does he deserve to get in the team? I don't get it. He does not get in front of
there's like five players that get in front of him based on form, if you're basing it off form.
He's got 2 deflected goals. That's his goals. 2 deflected goals.
Trevor Gallagher's a shout, though.
Gallagher's got a better shout than him.
ESR dunk is what someone said here.
Yeah, Jared Bowen has a shout as well.
Mate, Sullivan's got a real shout, but I don't know about that.
I love seeing Arsenal fans cry, man. Look, Ben White, Smith Rowe, robbed.
Ramsdale.
Only that can get in from the Arsenal team that has a proper shout is Ramsdale.
Yeah, that's the only one. Because our keepers are not that good anyway.
Guys, Guys, what is it you want to come and have to say? Hassan, Redneck, what are you saying? Tell us.
Nothing much, really. I think the interesting games are going to be this week are the Liverpool, West Ham, and the United derby. Yeah. It's the United derby this week, correct me if I'm wrong.
It is.
Yeah. So them two are the interesting ones, not because of the rivals, but let's be real. Like, I know Burnley are the bogey team for us, but funnily enough, though, we always score about 2 or more goals in our last 14 games against Burnley. That's the interesting start. But I mean, looking at the table, if Arsenal get the Champions League spot, oh god, their fan base is gonna go wild. You can't let that happen.
I don't want to see that, bro. No one wants to see that.
Yeah, I do. I want to see it just for like one game. I just want to see them sit there so they can go, "We're back, and then they all get excited. Yeah, back. And then
no, but Jam, I get that, yeah, but I don't want to hear a gal or Curran ringing in my ears saying stupid stuff like we have a title-winning defense, or we're on the cusp of a title-winning defense. Smith Rowe is going to be a top 10 player when he hits his peak.
Winning defense.
I don't want to. I don't want to hear this, bro. It actually hurts my head.
I'm not gonna lie. If they get Champions League spot, they're gonna say something stupid like Ramsdale is better than Mendy and Alisson on form. Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say. I'm telling you, that's what they're gonna say.
They're already saying that. What do you mean?
That's actually hurting my head, man. That's actually hurting my head.
What are you saying, Ridley?
I want to go back to Brendan Rodgers. You talked about it before. I still don't rate him.
Thank you.
I'm with Rem on it. I don't think he's that good of a coach, actually. The FA Cup that he won, it's actually we hurt ourselves. Tuchel made mistake that day, and he admitted he made a mistake that day by selecting the team that we did. That's the only thing that actually helped Rodgers. I don't think it was.
To be honest, Michael played well.
Do what?
Schmeichel.
Yeah, but so did referee with the handball. But that's no. I'm saying like Schmeichel is Schmeichel. No, it's not about that. I'm saying Tuchel made a mistake. We played the wrong starting lineup that game. I think I think we're ahead of thinking of what's the name of the Championship League final game. I think we really did, and I don't think there's anything Rodgers did over there.
No, but the players said that they said that the Champions League were in their head, the fixture.
Yeah, and now and somebody posted, somebody said that the Brendan, I don't know, it's like a big Chelsea account saying that Rodgers on the line for before the Tuchel job. Brendan Rodgers will never coach the Chelsea if Abramovich owns the club. I can tell you that for a fact. Abramovich does not like that. Something happened before between those two, and he will never manage the club. I actually heard that there was actual saying he will never manage this club until I'm here.
Oh, so is it because Rodgers wanted to have a bigger role in the club, but he was only a youth manager?
Yes. It was before when he was youth. It was something happened between him, and Abramovich personally got pissed at him for something. I don't know what happened. I'm not gonna say it, but I heard that was a long time ago. So I don't know how. But that's when Brendan Rodgers was a youth coach and stuff like that. So I don't think that he was on the list for any kind of jobs at Chelsea. Because if he was...
No, go on. Finish what you're saying.
Because if he was on, I don't know. I just don't think it will ever happen anyway. But Brendan Rodgers is not a good manager. That's all it is. He's he's like content, but without actually a finishing end product. He goes, and all of a sudden he starts to go down. You know what I'm saying? Like people start to get into his system, and he doesn't have a plan B. He really doesn't have a plan B. If one way doesn't work, he either lose or wins the game. You see what I'm saying? He doesn't change the tactics either.
Not even that. I think as a manager, it's a good thing that you said man manage. I think man management. He's poor. He's very, very poor. I know from first-hand experience. Our best centre back at the time was playing as a left back. No, Aga. Aga was our best centre back, and he already had an established partnership with Martin Skrtel, and they were actually quite decent under Dalglish. But he just refused to play him, and I don't know why. And if you look at what Daniel Aga said, the disrespect that he gave him, the guy has been at the club for at the time was about 8 years, and Rodgers was like, "Nah, you're off." No sign of respect or anything. And
I was surprised of that transfer because Aga was actually not better defender in the beginning.
I'll say this again: if he wasn't injured all the time, he would be a very centre back. I mean, he's still a honorary centre.
Do it. What were we saying, Nick Blue? He's not.
Who's figuring about with that, Mike?
I don't know. Someone's saying, but declared. What are you saying, mate? Go on.
What is it to say, mate? Arsenal, the higher the climb, the bigger the drop.
Yeah, but declared. I can't wait for that, man. I don't want to hear Karen and Ekal talking nonsense.
Did you hear the happiness in my voice? I'm happy. I love to see it. It happens. It's as It's as guarantee as the moon that comes up at night. It's as guarantee of that, right? It's going to happen. You know it's going to happen.
But declared. I get it, yeah. But you're not like Jem and I have to deal with this on a daily basis, and it hurts our heads. It does. I don't know about Jem, but it hurts my head. It really does. I want it to happen as soon as possible. You may have the patience, my bro, but I do not have that patience.
I actually want Arsenal to go do good for a little bit longer. The longer they stay, the more like the head grows. And at the end, like, it's just Arsenal, man. It's nothing better.
To be honest, actually, out of all the teams that I want to get Champions League, I actually want to see West Ham. Just because I just want to see them at Champions League nights.
Yeah.
Yo, that stadium deserves it. That stadium deserves Champions League.
Kevin, what are you saying?
I don't think deserve it.
Kevin. Hello?
Yeah?
Yeah, hey, how you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah.
What is it you want to say, mate?
Oh, no, I think Arsenal will win at the weekend. I think they've definitely smashed Watford, I'd say maybe 6-2 or something.
6-2? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Who do you support, mate? Who do you support?
West Ham.
Oh, you're a West Ham fan. Okay. Are you confident?
Yeah. I also think Man United will beat City maybe 2-0.
What about West Ham? West Ham, Liverpool.
I think we'll lose probably 2-1.
Fair enough. At least
I think the main thing is that our record at the London Stadium is actually quite good.
Yeah,
I think it's quite good, so it does help.
That's true. But then West Ham are on form, man. Look at their last 5 games.
Yeah, they're doing very well. They're doing very, very well.
David Moyes is doing a good job, Kevin. Are you happy with David Moyes?
No, I don't. I'm not too bad, I suppose. Yeah, I'd keep him. I wouldn't sack him yet.
Yeah, no, fair enough, mate. Fair enough.
Well, remember, Everton was that same position with him. Like, we're always around top 4, but never top 4, you know what I'm saying? So it's like he's that kind of manager that actually always sniffing around top 4.
To be fair, though, he did get top 4 one year, but didn't get Champions League because it was the same year we won the Champions League and they got knocked out. So, yeah, it's one of those things. He will be in and around. I think he will get top 4 for West Ham. The way you're spending money and the new, Czech Republic?
I've always
businessman.
I've always said it that if West Ham have like the financial power, they will actually be a Champions League team. They've set up to be a Champions
League. They could do.
You've got like a backer, haven't they? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I swear they got a good facility as well.
Yeah.
From what I've heard.
Kevin, what's going on with this Czech backer? He's a businessman, apparently. I don't know. Apparently he's meant to be helping fund for a lot of stuff at West Ham.
Yeah, but he only has like 23% of things so far, so surely he'd have to be like a majority shareholder before you can start like pumping in money like that. Like, so I'd say that's years to come, but I don't see him. He might be a better owner than Gold and Silver at the minute, but I don't think he's going to be. I don't think it's really going to like revolutionize the club or anything. Like, I think unless you get like backed by a state now, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. Like, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think he's kind of to deal with the big quality players.
Yeah.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like he was at Man United. Like if he I think Moyes is really good as a manager, but he's because when you have top 4, you usually have like a star or superstar in that team. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Moyes likes that kind of thing. I think he likes to work with the hardworking players, with the players that are actually good as a team versus individuals. I don't think he knows how to deal with individuals. You see what I'm saying? So that's why, like, if you look at his history, Man United is the closest one he ever got to the, you know what I'm saying, to manage somebody bigger than West Ham talent-wise. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think Moyes is actually where he needs to be with the owners he has, because if he's going to get the better owners, they're going to have a better ambitions, and he's going to lose the job.
I wonder if he regrets leaving Everton.
What, Moyes?
Yeah.
Potentially. I don't know why he would go back there.
No.
We're in a better position in them right now. You know,
I think the owners won't match. They were the owners there are obviously the owners there are quite rich. I don't think their ideals will stick together. It's not like Everton of before. I think West Ham and Moyes are a good fit for now.
Exactly.
But once
Perfect
they
fit for each other.
start to go that step above, if they do, I think they might get someone in a bit different.
Yeah. I hear that. I do hear that. What are you saying, Nick Blue?
Yeah, big up, Jim. Yeah, hi, chaps. Yeah, I just want to say last night, Rams, I really think that shouldn't have been a red card. That was a really bad decision. I don't understand what you're saying. You know, if you get the red card, you're gonna do nothing. It hardly touched him.
I'm not getting into it, bro.
He was clear on goal, though. Clear on goal.
I'm talking now. Yeah, just say the truth and say it wasn't a red card.
No, I'm not getting into it, bro. I've said this about 7 times. I'm not doing it again.
But look, don't you think referees have a soft spot for Liverpool?
No.
That was as clear on card as you ever see.
No, because Anthony Taylor should have given Trevor Chalobah a red card and a penalty. Yeah?
Don't be silly, man.
No, because he tried to clothesline Ivan Toney.
That's
nonsense. So that it doesn't work like that.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm gonna say this the last time.
Anyway, all right.
This is the actual last time I'm gonna say it.
You're a Liverpool fan. You're going to say nothing against Liverpool.
I'm gonna say this is the last time I'm gonna say it.
I just want to say West Ham. I fancy West Ham to really, odds on to beat you tomorrow. Saturday, 2-1. I really fancy West Ham to put Liverpool.
I hope so. For our sake.
Yeah, for our sake as well. Yeah. But they are on form. If they play like anything they've been played like, you're dead. And Arsenal, I think it's time for them to go back where they belong.
Thank you.
They have to, I'm just hoping Watford do an Everton. It can be done.
I don't know. I don't have any faith in Watford. I think they just...
Yeah, but look at who thought they'd beat Everton 5-2.
That is true.
That's true. But that's true. But then you need Sarr to play like a 10 out of 10 game for them to actually even do that.
I know Arsenal are on form to be, tell the truth, they are on form right now. But it'd be really good if they lose that game. Put them all down.
Yeah. Bex is saying I need to start counting the number of times Liverpool play against 10 men this season. I think it's been like 3 or 4. They never scored after the red card either.
Yeah,
that's kind of true.
That's very true.
That's
very
kind of
true, Bex.
Rams, what do you say about that, mate?
So maybe everyone should get a red card at like after 30 seconds of the game. And
Liverpool can only beat teams who get a red card. They can't beat 11 against.
Well, that's not true. That's not because we can't score against people with 10 men.
You couldn't score against us.
We couldn't score against Atleti last night. We couldn't score against Chelsea, and we only scored 1, which was a penalty against Atletico. Maybe everyone should start playing with 10 men. And you might.
No, it's not. It's not that. I think why I think Liverpool didn't win Premier League for a long time, because Premier League used to have teams like Stokes and those that lock blocks, and Liverpool cannot penetrate them. History always the same. Liverpool cannot play against the really, really, really tough low block teams. The physical tough block teams.
Redneck, this season is different. I think if you play a low block, you are going to get.
Can only play when they have
You can even not break our 10-man low block. So what are you talking about, Ram?
I mean, if you look at Atleti when they played against us, when they played the low block, a very rigid defensive formation, they got peppered.
You saying that they are 2-0 down and they are playing low block?
No, yeah. In the first 25 minutes in both games, Atletico are playing a low block, and we peppered them.
And they are full. Okay, I didn't watch the game yesterday. My internet was down. But anyway, I just think Liverpool will struggle.
But then again, Brighton played a low block in the first.
Brighton sucks, man. It's not the same Brighton.
It's the low.
I don't think Liverpool will get top 4 actually after the African Cup of Nations and Salah and everyone goes. I think they'll just fall apart and finish 5th.
Nah, man. We've got Curtis Jones to play left wing in it, so it's fine.
Curtis Jones.
Keita is going to be gone too.
Yeah, Keita. No, I mean Keita's not even playing right now, so I don't even know.
When you lose those three players, Rams, you're done.
And Becker too. Alison Becker's going to go.
Forget top four.
You are talking to the converted. I've been saying this since the start of the season. I literally expected what was going to happen right now. I didn't expect us to be unbeaten, but I expected us to be about 3 points behind Chelsea or City. But when it comes to African Cup of Nations, we're going to struggle. We are really going to struggle.
You're going to finish like fifth, sixth.
I don't think
they'll finish fifth, sixth. They'll be too far ahead with those.
I think that's
for them to be not to be in top four. It's not only up how they play; it's about competition around them. And I don't think
you're going to lose like your goalkeeper.
United are screwed in February. West Ham will probably drop points against the big teams. And
we won't be losing Alisson. Alisson's Brazilian.
No, it's just the front three that's gone.
No, it's just Salah, Mane, and Keita.
That's
your midfield as well.
Anymore, so he's free. He's available.
What about your centre back, Matip? Joel Matip?
Oh, he doesn't play. He's had a problem with Cameroon, so he doesn't play for them anymore. So he's free. So that's one positive.
Guys, anyway, thank you very, very much for tuning in to GNA TV. Thank you to Declared, Hassan, Redneck, Nick Blue. Kevin, nice seeing you first time on here, mate. You're always welcome to join. It's good to have other fans on here as well, mate. Rams,
thanks, even though I didn't say much, but thanks. Thanks for giving me the chance, Jay.
All I had to say, Declared, I don't have the patience.
I came in late. No, that wasn't a thing, sorry.
To be honest, Declared, it wasn't one of them ones where I was going to be sitting there for an hour.
Declared, you talk too much.
I said it. I know, Nick Blue. I only came in for you here.
I know.
I was waiting for you to say something ridiculous so I can laugh.
Declared.
I'm about to finish as well, man. Go on, quickly. You have your last say to Abs.
The 5-0 merchant is here.
Go on, Abs.
No, we're going to cook, what's their names? We're going to cook Burnley this weekend. We're going to slack 3 past them. Ashley Barnes is not going to come anywhere near our back line. Cornet's a good player, but he's going to get pocketed by Reece James. Callum Hudson-Odoi is going to show Gareth Southgate why he's a fraud and he's going to bag a hat-trick. And we're winning the league.
What about
I've got one question, I've got one question.
Yeah, go for
it. What type of cook is it? Is it going to be a slow cook, a sear, or a burn, or a what type of cook are you talking about? I want details.
Oh, it's going to be a slow cooking, and then what we're going to do is we're going to slightly ease into it so we can get it nice and crisp and all that. And then we're just going to add the little sauce at the end. It's going to be a chicken zinger from Cho. I think what's his name? Who might score? I think Lil Durk's going to score as well, Reece James. And you know what? I'm a backer because he gets a lot of shit. Hakim Ziyech is going to score.
All right, just quickly as well. Man United and Man City. What are you saying?
3-0 City. 3-0 City, man. 3-0 City. It's not going to be close.
Arsenal, Watford. Right, I'm going to fire him at you. Watford and Arsenal. Or Arsenal and Watford.
Arsenal 2-1.
West Ham and Liverpool.
3-1 Liverpool.
Leeds and Leicester.
2-1 Leicester.
Can't remember any of the other games. They're all crap.
Tottenham Everton.
Listen, it's like Norwich and so on.
Listen, guys, thank you very much for tuning in as always. We've got another 20 plus subscribers on here as well. So big up to everyone that was here today. Over 130 of you tuned in for the Prem show, which is something that's going quite nice, isn't it, Ram, with us? So we're saying we'll be doing once a week, mate, probably every Thursdays as well. And tomorrow I'll be back. Chelsea Burnley preview. Need to do that. Then you've got the watch along, because I promise you guys I'll do a watch along on Burnley. So we've got that on Saturday as well. So there's so much going on over in
When's the international break again?
International break's after this, isn't it? Straight after.
Just after this game. After this week.
After this, we'll be back on the 20th of November after the international break for the rest of the Premier League. No more international
have that debate, bro.
Yeah, it's going to be important games this weekend. It'll be interesting to see who loses, who wins, who draws, where the table fares before going into the international period as well. But like I said, guys, hit the likes up. Let's push it to 75 likes. If you're new, subscribe before you leave. Leave a comment below as well. And enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Really enjoy the rest of your days. And thanks to everyone that's here as well. Talk to you in a bit.
Come on, you are.